All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So today is a really momentous day for those of you who've been watchers, viewers, and listeners of the pod. You know that iHypnosis coaching journeys had begun at the very top of 2024, and we had gone through over 20 of these podcasts, and some truly amazing guests showed up, and we are now back for more. And I have a really fantastic guest who is going to be setting off the second season, so to speak, of these journeys, the eye hypnosis coaching journeys. So um, this time round we're doing things a little differently. We are literally scanning the internet, scanning our communities to find people who are doing some truly amazing work. And I have with me a very special guest, Dr. Pallavi Kher, and we will get into her story and how she got to be doing what she does today. So do put your hands together and let's all welcome Dr. Pallavi Kher. So Pallavi, this is your cue. So thank you for making the time, firstly, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the powerful story, your journey, and for a lot of us in this space of coaching and healing, COVID has a very special place, right? There are obviously a lot of heart wrenching stories, but there's a lot of resurrection, a lot of you know coming back to life post COVID, and a lot of us have that common thread. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your story and how you have been building uh, all the amazing things that you do now. So first things first, welcome, Dr. Palvi Kher. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rahul, for welcoming me with such great enthusiasm. Thank you so much.
Nice. So, as I like to, check in with my guests. So, one thing is, of course, I'd love to hear from you. Not only how you're doing, but give us a sense of what you do today. And then, of course, we'll, like with a lot of powerful stories, we'll then dive deeper into your journey and how you got here and how you do the things that you do today. But to start with, since we are in the present, if you could tell us a little bit about what you do and what are the amazing things that you are up to these days.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for asking that question. So, basically, I'm a dental surgeon and
Mm,
I have my active dental practice.
mm,
And when people ask me, oh, means whenever I say my name, Dr. Pallavi Kher, they are
mm,
like, Doctor, that means are you a PhD? I'm like, no,
mhm,
no, I'm a dental surgeon and I see patients every day. Oh, you're a real doctor, then why did you become a coach? So many people have this question why I became a coach or why I came in this space in spite
mm,
of having a running successful dental practice. So I can remember that since I was a child, I
mm,
always was this spiritualist and
mm,
I had this special inclination towards spirituality. And my mother used to go for that pravachan and
mm.
she used to take me there to take care of my sister so that
Wow.
she could listen and I could take care of my little younger sister. But coincidentally, I fell in love with that science and I had many
Mm,
questions in my mind that means they used to talk about life and death and spirit and soul
mm,
and I mean relationship building was a great part of that
mm,
talk. And I was like, okay, so we are not here by
mm,
coincidence. And it used
mm.
to catch my attention. I was just 7, 8 years old kid, and I was like,
Wow.
okay, so this side of the world also exists, and it used to be so attractive for me that I used to look forward to my mother
Mm,
going there so that I also get a chance.
right.
And with time, what happened? I used to take my sister there
Mm,
uh, when my mother couldn't come because I thought that if we all go together, and I was so enthusiastic about
mm,
being intelligent. So this intelligence thing always used to be something which I was
Mm.
curious about, and I used to go there and I want to be the most intelligent child in the world. This used to
Wow.
be my prayer. And then
Wow.
my sister was young, and and they used to say that if you are training your brain before the age of 6, you
Right.
will be you will be raising an extra intelligent child.
Mm.
So I thought that I can use this opportunity for my sister because she was very young
Right.
then.
Right.
And I started doing that, but with time, what happened, life takes over. I mean, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
growing older. Then I went
Right.
to ninth and 10th grade. My studies came,
Mm.
and 11th and 12th, and I lost that touch of educating my sister.
Mm.
And after, and I was, my father had, put these seeds of becoming a doctor since a very young age, that
Mm.
you don't become engineer, you become a doctor. And I used to ask questions, why?
Mm.
And he used to say that, see, doesn't matter how much money doctor earns, a doctor
Mm.
always earns respect,
Mm.
and an engineer always has to prove his worth. And I'm
Right.
still proving my worth, and I don't want my daughters to go through it. So I
Wow.
was like, okay. So I became a doctor because my father wanted me to. But I love being a doctor. When
Mm.
I passed and then I got married, I started my own clinic. It was something
Mm.
which was, oh wow, now I am on my
Mm.
own, and this is something which is going to be exciting.
Mm.
And this journey has been really exciting. I came in contact with so many patients and so many
Mm.
people. And again, this spirituality thing was, it was popping up because patients used to talk a lot to me.
Mm.
They used to find that space of freedom of expression, and they
Right.
used to pour their heart, be it senior
Mm.
citizens, women, children,
Mm.
or young adults,
Mm.
or even men in 40s. They used to talk their heart out as if they didn't come to a dental clinic, they came to a
Mm.
therapist. And I was
Nice.
like, why people talk so much to me? I didn't understand. I was like, okay, patient hai, my work is
Mhm.
to listen and understand. I used to
Right.
do that for many days. And
Mm.
then along the time and along the journey, I found out my love for fitness, and I
Mm.
came into fitness. I'm
Nice.
a power lifter, I'm a bodybuilder.
Wow.
And you say one sport in means fitness, and I have tried it
Mm.
out: CrossFit, yoga,
Nice.
weightlifting, everything. And then me and my son said, why don't you start your YouTube channel? So many people will get inspired, because many people
Mm.
used to ask me the secret to my fitness. And
Mm.
then we said, yeah. And we both, we were like naive, not knowing anything, not having any setup or resources. We
Mm.
started a YouTube channel into the
Wow.
18. Now
Wow.
also when I look at my YouTube videos, I laugh sometimes. And I was the face of the camera, and my child was just 8 9 years old. He used to shoot, edit
Wow.
videos, upload, and he
Wow.
used to be so excited. Mommy, I tell you, one day you will become a star, and our channel
Wow.
will grow like this. And our channel never grew, but in that process,
Right.
I became a coach, but it started
Mm.
as a fitness coach. And slowly I started that seeing the things in a different light.
Mm.
There is more to life, there is more to
Mm.
life than fitness. And in physical fitness, you get that part towards spirituality, because
Mm.
you get detached from this, attraction of food and all those things. You
Right.
become a self-disciplined person in the process.
Mm.
And then I came across law of attraction course. It was like, you know प्यासे को पानी मिल गया. I got something which I
Nice.
was looking for, and my soul
Nice.
was so happy in that space. And I was like, this is it. I want to spread this out in the world, no
Amazing.
matter what. And now I have had two children till that time. Now what
Mm.
am I going to do in life? Only
Right.
clinic, children and
Right.
home. I don't want
Right.
to settle down only these three things. I know
Mm.
that there is more to life, and this makes me feel complete, that my search is over.
Nice.
And I took up coaching. I just jumped into it. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know
Mm.
any struggle, anything. But I jumped into it, and I'm
Mm.
like, once I commit to something, I am
Mm.
there. I'm there for
Nice.
long. So I'm a marathon runner. I
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there full in. And
Nice.
here I am. I mean, being a coach is a fantastic thing one can
Mm.
have.
Beautiful.
So this is very interesting because I get to know people. I get to
Mm.
use my spirituality that I'm learning since childhood,
Right.
and I am using all that God has given me on the path.
Mm.
So I am more than thankful for this journey, and nothing
Amazing.
is there which could have been changed. I mean,
Mm.
I don't feel that I could have been a coach at the age of 25. No, God has His own plan to
Right.
make you that person who
Absolutely.
deserves that role. So if
Mm.
I am coach today, maybe it was meant to be.
Right.
Yeah,
Beautiful. I just, one of the reasons why I do these podcasts is one, it's an opportunity to meet people in a very unusual manner, right? I get to
yeah,
hear your story. And it's not just for me, it's for people who get to hear your story, whether they're watching it live, whether they happen to be watching this later. The other thing is, I just love how people get lit up by their own journey and like that energy that you're right now sending out. I know it's not just only in this podcast here, but it's literally like sending out ripples into the universe, right?
right,
So for people who have been asking for you, they're now hearing you, right?
correct. Yeah,
And you're speaking with so much of truth and so much of that lightness, that is what resonates with people who have been like, like literally, I'm sure you had this experience when people will they meet you, they'll say, where were you all my life, right? I was going through
yeah,
so many things, and you were never there. But it's like, we know from personal experience that we were also getting ready, like you were getting ready for this moment where people reach out to you and they say, okay, now I'm ready to go on that path, and you're there to coach them through that, right? So I just love the way you've like taken us on this journey from like before you were 10 all the way to now. And that's a beautiful way for us to start the podcast. And one thing I'd love to hear more from you is, these last couple of years, um, like you said, you are one of those rare people who started this before COVID, like 2018. It's just, one thing led to another, and sometimes inspiration is at home, right? So you literally had somebody who believed, who saw something in you and said, Mama, let's do this, right? And so you started the journey, and that this is like, in algorithmic terms, it's like you can add on 10, 20, 30, 40 in a matter of like moments, right? That's the power of your message, so it doesn't matter where you are right now in terms of followers or whatever, that, like, you've, I'm sure, heard of so many of these stories of just, it's like literally, it's not an overnight success, but it looks like it happened instantaneously, but it's been building over a period of time. So it's really beautiful to hear you speak with so much of that love and connection to what you do. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure it'll help coaches who are just starting on the journey. What 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 has these last couple of years been? As you said, you're already a trained professional, which means you've been through medical school, which in itself is
yeah,
its own boot camp. And there's a certain philosophy and an ethos and a certain way of looking at doing what you do, right? And you chose to go a certain field. um, and in spite of that, you also got to this point where you said, no, mujhe coach, I really want to connect to the coaching side of what you've always known.
yeah,
So do share what that journey has been like for you. Maybe how many years would you say it's been? About the last 5 years, 6 years, give or take,
yeah.
like in a
Basically,
more sort of formal sense.
in a formal sense, then it is 3 years.
Mm. So, okay, so when I say formal, I mean it more, not so much from the courses, but you're like, okay, I want to do more of the coaching. So it's like, could be pandemic or, 18, 19, 20, when you were starting to do more of the fitness. And then that kind of eclipsed into the working with people beyond the fitness. Fitness is there, but there's more to it, right?
Yeah.
So can you share with us, what was that journey like? Like, what were some of those highlights that now as you look back you're like, yeah, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and that's how I've just grown more and more in my coaching practice.
Right, right. Good question. Thank you so much for asking that question. So, as I said, I started as a fitness coach,
Mm,
and I started, guiding people in an offline mode. And I had this
correct.
huge plan of having my own fitness center
Mm,
where
wow.
I will coach people for physical and mental fitness, and this was my
Nice.
plan. And we
Mm.
were also, me and my husband, we were talking, and he was saying that we can buy any place and there will be a huge hall, and I had envisioned it that I will have this and that, and that was,
Mm.
before COVID. And I was
Mm.
very excited for that. Oh my god, my
Mm.
life is going to end on a very exciting note. I'm not going to live a monotonous life. And
Mm.
then he was into I had enrolled him into a course,
Okay.
and he had taken that offline course. He used to travel to Mumbai once a month, and
Ah.
his coach had asked him to read a book, Law of Attraction by Michael
Mm.
Lozier, and he
Mm.
brought that printout at home. And I just read that book in 2018, and I was like,
Wow.
what is this? And one page, and it hooked me. Then another page, and it hooked me. And he was like, oh yes. And I started, connecting
Ah.
the threads that what you think about, you bring about.
Mm.
Okay. And
Nice.
this is something which is new, which was new at that time, because I
Mm.
was, as I said, I have always been a very curious child within.
Mm.
So even if it is not new, what you think about, you bring
Mm.
about, it hit me hard. And I started focusing on all the things we do mindlessly, and how
Mm.
we attract certain things that are not what we want. And
Mm.
then I thought that there, and this researcher side is very much within me. I
Right.
mean, my husband always says that if you would have done MDS, means masters, you would have been a great academician, because you have that knack of being
Mm.
a researcher. So
Right.
this, maybe God didn't want me to
Mm.
go there, because God wanted me to research something else. So
Right.
I started researching this subject, and I went to the library. Every time I
Mm.
used to go to library, this Law of Attraction book used to catch my attention, and I used to
Mm.
issue that. Slowly I just went on reading and reading, and 50, 60 books I had read over Law of Attraction. And then I thought that there is a lot to this science, because
Mm.
ultimately it takes you to spiritual path and all those things, from materialistic world to non-materialistic
Mm.
world. So let me put it out in a structured way, because
Mm.
if I die today, this knowledge will go with me,
Mm.
but I
Mm.
want this to be known to other people. Of course, there were many people who are doing good work, but I wanted to do my little part.
Correct.
And I thought that if I put it in a structured, organized way, just
Mm.
the way I want it to be, in a simplified way, then many people will get connected to it.
Right.
And then I started looking for the ways, how can I do it. I still
Mm.
have these registers, and I have this habit of taking out notes. So I
Mm.
started taking out notes and making a structure.
Wow.
And then 2020 again, this drive became so strong. I don't
Mm.
know why, because 2021, as I got connected to Siddharth Rasekar, and he
Mm.
then started sharing that you can take your knowledge in the world in just
Mm.
90 days. And I was like, oh, really? And I jumped into the program, and he
Right.
said that you just do this. Oh, no, I don't want to do it in 90 days. I want to do a
Mm.
good job. I want to do a
Mm.
great job. So I will first do a proper structure, and then I will shoot it properly. I took
Mm.
1 year to construct my course, because I
Wow.
did not want people to miss out on anything. I did
Mm.
not want to do it fast. I wanted to be I wanted to have a quality product. I don't
Mm.
want to be one person in this crowd.
Right.
Means you should not waste your space if you haven't
Mm.
gotten that.
Mm.
And then I created that course, and then at by this time it was sure that I wanted to be a manifestation coach. No second thoughts about it.
Nice.
And then wanted to come into the real world to
Mm.
educate people about this course. The challenge starts there, because you know what you have to give, but
Mm.
people don't understand sometimes the
Correct.
gravity of the
Mm.
importance of that thing.
Mm.
And
Mm.
here comes a total shift of thought
Mm.
process, because as a doctor, I am not used to this. Patients come to me and they need my help. I give my
Mm.
services, and no questions asked,
Right.
and the results speak themselves. And I had this habit of patients coming to me telling me, oh, you did this treatment, it went so well. And all my practice, I have
Mm.
had these patients by mouth to mouth publicity. And
Mm.
then in coaching world, it is not like that. I mean, people don't trust coaches
Mm.
so fast, and this was a challenge. And I started communicating with people, and I then thought that no, there is something which I don't know. Maybe I'm not reaching out well, and I'm not adding
Mm.
value. If I start adding value, things will get figured out. Then I
Mm.
started conducting these courses of gratitude, 30 days book reading sessions,
Mm.
The
Nice.
Secret. They are still on YouTube, and people love them like anything.
Mm.
Even in 2021, I had conducted it, and today also I get calls and messages.
Mm.
People are still
Beautiful.
connected,
Mm.
and it was like, oh wow, this is a
Mm-hmm.
lovely experience. I mean, living gratitude is something which
Yeah.
warms your heart. Even if you're
Mm.
thankful for 1 minute,
Mm.
makes you feel as if, wow, it's like water for the soul.
Mm.
And I thought that gratitude has to be a way of life, just for not for me but everyone around. And I
Right.
started educating my family members, and family members were like, why do you teach us? Yeah, right. So let me educate the world first. And when I started educating the world and people started
Mm.
getting miraculous results in their money, health, happiness, and relationships, suddenly my family members started following it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And
So true.
this is how I slowly became a coach.
Mm.
And now
Beautiful.
I find that coaching is one work which is close to my soul, which
Mm.
is like my relaxations phase. Even if I am unwell, even if I am not
Mm.
well, I am not in a good mood, coaching is not something which pulls me down. It always,
Right.
always enlightens me.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
I love your story and how you're literally living it. Like even right now, as you, it's like they say there's this expression in English, you get lit up like a Christmas tree, right?
right.
So
Yeah,
as you're speaking right now, there's that vibration that you're literally like sending out, which is amazing. I mean, to me, like these are like I love saying this. It's like you are my people, right? Like
right.
I've always known this. Like I've been in this space for like 2 decades when this it's like this profession didn't exist,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
There was no such thing as coaching 20 years ago. If you ask, the closest you would say is tuition teaching or
Right,
sports coaching. that
right.
was that was as much as we knew, right? But something that I've always believed in, and now it's like you can call it the manifestation, that there are more and
Yeah,
more of people like us
yeah,
who are connecting like this. So I just love the way have like literally tapped into it, and you're like sending that out into the world. So such a beautiful story, and so many lessons to be learned from this. And uh, one thing I've come to recognize is that when you actually listen to your inner voice, right? Yes, it's useful to follow systems, to follow structure, very important. But your own voice is it's like your guide, right? Your original guide.
right.
Whether you say it's your connection to the universe, connection to God, whatever, like people call it by different names. But the fact that you've recognized it, and you've allowed that to lead you is beautiful, right? And as I'm sure it's like picture to bhi baki hai. It's just you're just like literally warming up right now.
Yeah,
So amazing. um so let's sort of, I want to see like a little bit of from a, maybe from like the, for lack of a better word, tactical side of things, right? I'm sure even in these last 3 to 5 years, there have been moments where maybe you've had doubts, or you've had questions. um, like something, like for example, you mentioned your family is telling you, why are you telling us this? And you're like, okay, let me go out into the world and let me tell the world. And today you've kind of come full circle where your family is reaching out to you saying, hey, Pallavi, can you help us,
yeah,
right? Or what do we do, right? How can we join your community? Like these are questions I'm sure
yeah.
people in your family, or friends even, will ask you compared to earlier, right? So give us a sense of what was that journey like, that mini journey of, hey, I've received this, I'm doing this, I want to teach my family, but my family is like, you know hame mat sikhao, like that very typical reaction that can happen quite often. And I'm sure you've come across coaches who struggle with that, right? It could be the spouse, it could be in-laws, could be your own family, where they're not able to understand, why are you being this coach, kyun kar rahe ho, so is there something that now, as you look back, like you can see the sequence of how you went from that to the acceptance of, you know like you can help us and please help us. What's that journey been like for you?
Number one thing I learned in this process
Mm,
is that no one is wrong,
mm,
and our work is to listen.
mm,
When we forget that, we start creating complaints about people.
mm,
So, if they have some point of view to put forth, or even if it is a doubt,
mm,
it is not a doubt for you actually. It
mm,
is a feedback from the universe that you are not still there where you can
mm.
create that space in their heart.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
So they are not wrong, and my work is to listen to them. So I took
Mm,
it as a feedback from the universe, and I uh, learned the skill of listening in the process.
wow.
And I got coached for
Mm,
training of listening. And now, when they get the space of listening in my
mm,
presence, they respect me even more.
mm,
So there is no one to blame actually.
mm,
And this is what I would like to say to the coaches also. This is the biggest struggle and obstacle I
mm,
can sense, that you want to become a coach, you want to go out and spread your light, but you're not getting that support. You're getting the
mm,
support on a strategy wise everywhere, but you get taunts, you get those
mm.
uh, certain things that अब तो आप coach बन गए हो ना, you're a coach now, you know all the answers.
Right.
Basically the truth is not that. We all are
Correct.
searching for answers
Correct.
at our own level,
Mm,
but when you get that, it is a feedback from the universe. It
mm,
is not a reason for you to be to get upset.
mm,
And when I started looking at this thing from this point of view, I was
mm,
like, I'm thankful to God for
mm,
this opportunity and for this challenge, because this is making me even stronger, and this is
mm,
making me look for the ways how to deal with this, so
mm.
that I can train my mentees for doing the same.
Right. Nice.
So it is always an opportunity. It is
Mm,
always an opportunity. It is something you should thank God, because
mm.
if you are not accepting that opportunity and looking
Right.
for ways to solve it, then what is your work as a coach with your
Mm,
mentees?
mm,
How are you going to train them? Because in coaching,
mm.
advisors don't work.
Right.
What we do is real life learning and what worked
Mm,
for you in the journey.
mm. Nice.
So this is how I look at it.
Right. Amazing. So let me ask you this. Are there maybe one or two moments, could be, it's like we talk about, we have these stories in our life. Are there one or two of these moments that, as you look back in this journey of, the last couple of years, and then of course the journey before that, where you chose to become a doctor and you sort of went on a certain path, and you mentioned it in passing, of course, but is there like there's this one incident or two incidents where that really kind of shaped your your thinking, and it sort of like deepened your resolve, and that definitely has been a major part of who you are today?
Yeah. Uh, First of all, I'm thankful to my parents.
Mm,
Uh, my childhood has not been a very flowery period. It has been a mix of both the world.
mm,
And why I said that I'm thankful to my parents, because they have been really strict.
mm,
And this strict parenting, we had these many rules
mm,
how a child should be. And having an A plus grade is not something which was a normal, which is not something that you can negotiate with. Or
mm,
taking care of yourself, your stuff, your clothes and everything, it is not something that is that someone will give you instructions for. It is something
mm,
that you must do. And at a very young age, I had this feeling that I am on my own.
Mm.
When I was admitted to the dental school, and I used to call my parents that I was just 16 when I went out, and
Mm.
I was in like first year, then second year, and there was suddenly so much of studies, then issues with roommates, and then college work. It was beyond my capacity. And I used to
Mm.
call my parent that this is not something which, I'm capable of doing it and all that. And one day my father said that don't come back home with complaints. Come back home
Mm.
only when you have this degree of Dr. Pallavi. And it hit me hard because the father saying
Mm.
this to you, where you are going out for support. And at that time, it was hurtful, but at that time, it
Mm.
was a moment for me where God said that, see, you are on your own.
Mm.
This is one thing which actually changes something within you, that you are on your own. That means you have to figure out everything, you have to make your own
Mm.
decisions, you have to do your own budgeting. You are going to get this amount of
Mm.
money, and you have to do everything in that money. You're not going to go there and ask for more money. So there were many things that came into my life, and this was one
Mm.
incident. The other thing is that when I was a shy child, I was an introvert, and
Mm.
my parents always wanted to me to be an extrovert, talking out things, trying to in Marathi they say that thoda samor samor जायला शिकायला हवं. That means you should just go in the front and show
Mm.
people your talents. And Pallavi, you cannot do that. This is not, if you just continue doing that, you will not be successful. This
Right.
is, and this success, this intelligence, these were words, which were used commonly in our household, and which were like a norm. And I don't have a brother,
Mm.
but my father made sure that we don't know the difference between a girl and boy.
Mm.
We were raised like,
Mm.
it no difference. It's like it was like that. And
Mm.
then I was like, but I don't know what to speak. What should I do? This was a dilemma I was going through in my heart and in my mind.
Mm.
Why are they saying this, and how am I going to overcome it? And my sister
Mm.
was a very good talker, and I used
Mm.
to envy her. Oh my god. And she used to envy me for other things. Then I got married, and one day my husband has a very good sense of humor. I mean,
Mm.
he can crack a joke even with a stranger. And when I used to go out with him, be
Ah.
it bhaji wala, be it any
Right.
shopkeeper, he makes him so comfortable in his own space, and
Right.
he goes to that level, makes him comfortable. And it used to be so comfortable for me. I used to
Right.
take him everywhere. Conversation
Mm.
आसान हो जाता है, अपने पास है एक बंदा, चलो
Mm.
लेकर चलो. And with time, I used to get these things. Like, he said one day that uh, means he made fun of me in front
Mm.
of many people, that only
Mm.
if you know how to talk, and she doesn't know how to
Right.
talk. It was not hurtful for me because I
True.
knew his intention was always
Mm.
good towards me. It didn't hurt, but it came 4 to 5 times. And when it
Mm.
came 4 to 5 times, I was like, why is he saying this in front of others that I don't know how to talk? And the biggest challenge was I really didn't know how to talk, so I didn't know how to respond or react to the situation.
Right.
So I could not have that presence of mind to say that this is what. And what I used to get in my head immediately was a negative reaction,
Mm.
which was not something which was right to say. You should
Mm.
have a funny sentence or word to speak, and you have to be
Mm.
creative for that. And I did not know. And I
Right.
was like, and I mean, I'm speechless, I'm wordless, what to
Mm.
do? And I took such things many times in my stride and
Mm.
swallowed with this thought that I need to accept that I can't talk.
Mm.
And then with time, suddenly found a deep friend in books.
Mm.
I thought that
Mm.
when we don't know how to talk, only books can understand us.
Right.
And I used to, be this a book lover. I used to read many books, and the
Mm.
authors and their thought process were like, यार
Mm.
यही तो है. I feel this is the thing. I feel this author. Who is this author? And then I used to
Right.
search for the
Nice.
name and all this. I didn't meet this person. I would have such a great
Mm.
conversation with him. And these authors used to attract me, their thought process, and I was very happy that someone is like there in the
Mm.
world who can understand my point of view. And these books became my best friends. And with time, slowly, what happened, I started this online gratitude journey, and people
Nice.
started praising my talking style. And my husband was very tense. How you will do? You never talked in front of people. See, do a good job, huh? Don't means, if you do, I mean, it's okay if you don't do a good job, but now you're a doctor, you have a reputation.
Mm.
If you don't do a good job, what will people think about you? So
Mm.
at least looking at your reputation, do a good job. and I was so relaxed. I'm going to be myself because of all the reading, and he used to come on the sessions to take out my mistakes so that I can improve. After three
Nice.
four sessions, he he stopped doing that because he started falling in love with the way I was
Nice.
talking and the knowledge
Amazing.
I was delivering. And I used to get calls
Right.
every day after my session. Pallavi, what lecture you gave? Pallavi, what you did, and all those
Beautiful.
things. Life takes a 180-degree turn because
Mm,
recently, in these 2 years, I was
mm,
called as a guest speaker in um, Indian Implantology Society, and it is like an India level body, and it
mm.
is an international company, Strawman, and they called me as their guest speaker, and
Nice.
I had this opportunity to hold the space for 1 hour,
Mm,
and it was something which was huge for me because a
mm.
girl who cannot speak, who
Right.
cannot talk in front of people, is now standing in front of hundreds of people to inspire them.
Mm. Amazing.
And then I was called as a speaker in different platforms. Now
Mm,
on 19th of October, Innerville Club has Innerville and Rotary Club
mm,
has invited me as a speaker for mental health awareness. So I can see that if you look at the comments of people as a feedback from the
mm,
universe, you can make a nice dish, a nice dessert out
mm.
of it. You don't need to resent anything.
Right.
And God had this plan. And now I am thankful to my husband because if he
Mm,
wouldn't have criticized me often,
right.
I wouldn't have polished myself to this level that
Mm,
I can talk to multiple people
right.
and I can show them light
Mm,
on the path of their lives.
amazing. Love it. Love your story and how, it's like, to me, I feel really, really fortunate that we get to connect like this and to hear your story because, the funny thing today is we all get so busy, we all get so preoccupied. It would have probably taken me 6 months to 2 years to hear this story from you, right? If we had like met in different communities or wherever it is. So for
Right,
me, I
you are right.
consider myself to be very fortunate, and also people get to hear this and be inspired because I'm sure there are people out there who are struggling today. You talked about mental health as well for different reasons. It's like the world that we live in. It's very easy to feel alone. It's very easy to feel not seen, not recognized. But just hearing your story, I'm sure it will remind them that they are not alone, right?
Absolutely, you're right.
So amazing. I just love it. So let me turn your attention to it more in the work that you do today, right? Like there's a lot of change that's happening in the world. People are becoming more aware of the concepts like the universe, concepts like manifestation. Like these are things that have been around obviously for forever, but in a modern context, there are more people today that talk about it. There are people that teach it. So um, what would you like to share, maybe more from a philosophy or maybe from a story point of view, that this story kind of just like what you shared now, of how you literally like literally stepped into your own power. um you know is there something like this in your life where you're like, yeah, this kind of, as an adult, because as a child you already knew it, but as an adult you kind of rediscovered it, and um, that's kind of like the reason why you do what you do today, which is more in the space of manifesting, and also it'll help people to get a sense of, when you talk about it, how do you differentiate, or what's your approach to it, to
Right.
manifesting and miracles and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful question. So, see, I grew up in a household where hard work is a norm.
Mm,
And my parents, my father and mother, they themselves are very hardworking people.
mm,
And they have always instilled this belief in us that if you want to be successful, you have to
mm,
work hard. If you want to earn a lot of money, you have to work hard. So, this hard work being organized, absolutely organized, and having
mm,
spick and span, clean spaces. This
mm,
is what my parents are like very, very particular about. And when I went out to hostel, I saw that the world
Mm.
is not like that. I mean, world is messy, and I used to be like, you know, I should tell this to my parents. I mean,
Mm.
then only this person will listen. So my, for me, my father or my mother was something which was god, कि इनको भी
Right.
बताएंगे ना तब इनको पता चलेगा. They will get a nice scolding and all that. So it was like standards were raised so high
Mm.
that this hard work thing was running in my blood. And
Mm.
I am a hard working person, I must admit, because dental education is not something which you can
Mm.
do without that.
Correct.
But what flipped my belief was the principle in manifestation. And
Mm.
when there is one principle in manifestation, that you're not here to get stressed out and work hard.
Mm. Mm. Okay, we may have lost you, Dr. Pallavi, but we'll hang on. Internet should be back in a second. So, for those of you who happen to be here watching this live, do share your questions if you have any, or share your love and good intentions for all the amazing stories and wisdom that Dr. Pallavi has been sharing with us. And I'm sure in a few seconds she should be back with us. We'll just take a check on the tech. And this is the power of modern
Started.
technology. There we go. We're
Yeah.
good. We're good. I
Yeah, I
was
was
just
like,
saying this is the power of modern technology, that
yes.
even if things get disrupted, it's like, there is a higher, uh, a higher and a deeper plan at play. So as you were saying, you were talking about your experience and your when you said there was this literally like a flip.
Yeah.
What was that? Mm.
So I didn't feel joy. Your work is to
Mm.
feel joy. It
Mm.
was a liberating moment for me. That means I'm allowed to
Nice.
be happy. I'm allowed to be joyful. Oh, yes. So even if you're washing a plate or cleaning a room, you can be joyful about it.
Okay, this is like the tech gods at work. So we will, of course, be resuming in a few seconds. So for those of you watching the live, stick around. And at this stage, of course, we won't be doing any edit in, but you'll definitely be able to watch and follow along. Dr. Pallavi should be with us in a few more seconds. So we'll stick around till then. Okay. And for those of you who are watching this live, thank you for your patience. We will resume shortly. Okay, so we are definitely experiencing some technical difficulties, but I can also promise you that when we do resume, you will be blown away by Dr. Pallavi's experiences and the things that she has discovered along the way. So hang in there, folks. And for those of you who are still here watching, just another reminder that we have now restarted the eye hypnosis coaching journeys. And this is my intent and intention to seek out truly amazing uh, coaches and healers, people who are on the journey, and people who are in the process of building their community, building their following. And this is my, I definitely consider this to be my good fortune that I get to interview them, get to listen to their stories, and also bring it to you. And my intention, of course, is that you're inspired by their life stories and all the amazing experiences that they have had that have shaped their view to life and have made them truly into champions today. So, in all for all things good, we should definitely be starting. But if for some reason we are not able to, we will let me see how we can maybe do a part two. But for now, we're just going to hang in here for a bit and just check in to see when Dr. Palvi is able to join us back here. Okay. So this is the flip side of modern technology, where we're literally sitting in different parts of the world, the country, and we're able to connect in. Sometimes, connections can drop, but this has definitely been an eye-opening session, and really listening to Dr. Pallavi's story. I'm just checking in with her right now. And it was literally like a cliffhanger where she left us with her realization of, um, working effortlessly, and especially for someone who has been trained to work with a lot of diligence, to work, to really do put in the hard work. And this is definitely a concept that is pretty new. uh, by that I mean, especially if you're somebody who has lived in India and studied in India, and if you have parents who are very education focused, and really believe in instilling values of discipline and diligence and hard work. When we talk about coming um, into this kind of work, which is all about abundance, all about effortlessness, it can definitely create like a ripple. So I'm definitely at the edge of my seat, you know, waiting for Dr. Pallavi to join us back. And like I said, there are two options, of course. If technology works today, we will, continue with the questions that we were asking her. Otherwise, of course, maybe we might do a part two at a slightly later time. So let's see how this plays out. And a big thank you, as always. Like I said, the iHypnosis coaching journeys was started at the beginning of 2024. And it was an idea that came to me of, really reaching out and talking to people who are already making a difference, whether they're new to the space of coaching, or maybe they've been in the space of coaching for a while. And to me, their stories are really important, because at the end of the day, I can tell you only so much about um, wanting to make a difference, wanting to be a healer, wanting to be a coach. But when you hear it from and through the stories of other people who have also had a similar experience, a similar belief, a similar understanding, that's when things change. And it really, I believe, it gives you hope that firstly, you're not alone thinking this or wanting to do this, but that there are more people um, that believe in the same thing. And so therefore, of course, when you do more of it, when there are more of us who do it, then it kind of strengthens our belief in the possible, or the possibilities of um, of creating these worlds that we want to live in. So as I said, we will hang in there. And if we're meant to listen to Dr. Palvi's story today, you will, of course, hear from her in a few minutes. Otherwise, of course, we will, as I said, do a part two. And I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the other side of this. So while we're here, just a quick reminder, of course, if you're somebody who is already, you already stepped into the space of coaching, already stepped in the space of healing, and maybe if you'd like to be interviewed, please definitely reach out. And I'd love to get to know more about you and your story. And the other thing, of course, is if you know of people who are out there doing amazing work, people who are already on the journey of coaching and healing, or healing and coaching. Um, as I like to look at what we do, as we are healer coaches. So if you know of people who would definitely love to share their story, then you can reach out on one of many of my social handles, whether it's here on Facebook or YouTube. I'm also there on LinkedIn and Insta, so you can definitely find me there. Um, and definitely look forward to having more amazing guests on this podcast. So we'll give it a few more moments. Otherwise, of course, we will, as I promised, we will do a part two. And let's see what, as we say, what the universe has in store for us. also take a moment. I'll just check in on Dr. Pallavi and I will be back in a moment. So if you happen to be watching this live, we are still on air, and I'm just checking in to see when Dr. Pallavi is able to join us. So stick around. All right, folks, as promised, we are now doing part two. Give me a second while I just. Okay. Okay, no worries. So there will be a bit of an echo, but we will proceed on. No worries, no worries. Yes, so you were actually sharing your story of going from hard work to having this big aha moment.
Yes, big aha moment. So when this manifestation principle was coming to me and it came to me and said that you're not here to work hard and to get stressed out. You're here to feel joy in life's experiences. It was like I was taken aback. ऐसे भी कभी होता है? I mean, this kind of life exists where you enjoy. So, in all my years, I didn't feel joy. हाँ, सो जॉय के लिए ना कुछ मोमेंट्स रखे हुए होते हैं. दिस वॉज माई बिलीव. सो वेन इज जॉय, when you look at your child, it is joy. You are allowed to feel joy to while loving your children. But if you are enjoying on your own, then it is selfishness. This is was planted in my mind, and I could see that this is such a huge belief and block in my life, which is stopping me from living, and it is stopping me from doing many things which I can do. And if I enjoy, I shouldn't go on a guilt trip. It's okay to enjoy. And this was a life changing moment for me. From that day, I think I'm not the same. I'm not the same. And I'm very happy. I feel that I'm successful because I could break many of my limiting beliefs in the journey. And one of the belief was you don't have to work hard and hustle all the time. You can sometimes relax, you can enjoy, and you can discover joy in little moments. So I could see that life doesn't happen with one incident. Life will not happen when you achieve something. Life is going on. Life is present in all those tiny moments. While
Mm.
we are interacting, life is going on. When we are not doing anything, life is going on. The question is, are you exploring joy in that moment? So, this taught me more than any other strategy.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really, really profound.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. So, couple of questions as we slowly start to kind of, at least for this chapter, I definitely look forward to, hearing your story further down the road as well. Like on podcasts, you have guests who repeat. One is, of course, I'm looking forward to people, responding to your podcast and how much they benefited from it, and therefore, love to hear you come back and share more. Maybe we'll do it from a slightly different angle. Um, but and this is I'm asking also from a selfish perspective because I really believe in the power of community, right? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on uh, what does community mean to you in especially in the work that you do today.
Great question. So, Rahul, I always used to feel since the beginning of my life that no one understands me. And I used to say this to my mother so many times: you don't understand me. You don't understand my point of view. I find myself saying this to my husband also. I find myself saying this to myself when I talk to someone and they don't get my point even after saying
Mm,
it multiple times. I think no one understands me. And here comes my calling. I want to be that person for my community who is always there to listen and understand.
mm,
I am going to be that leader in the world who is there to listen, to understand, and not to react or respond.
mm,
And community means to me, community means a group of people who may not be like minded, but
mm,
who have this common purpose
mm,
or a common philosophy to live by. We are different from each other, and it's okay. Our beliefs are different, it's okay. Our past is different, it's okay. But
mm,
what matters and what drives us to stick with each other is that strong faith
mm.
that when we are with each other, everything is easy.
Right.
And when my mentees share this with me,
Mm,
that Pallavi, you came into my life and my life changed. Recently, my mentee Dipali, she shared that I don't know without you what would have I done. And she is elder than me. And she says that, Pallavi, you changed my life not 180 degree, but 360 degrees. I don't know what to say, but you are the best thing that has happened to me.
mm,
And at that time, this surge happens in my body. I can feel the flow of blood, and I
mm,
feel that this is what this is what is
mm,
the reason that I am a leader and I lead a community. Because when my community members feel this, that Pallavi is there, I
mm.
can go out with courage. She is there at my back.
Right.
This is what community means to me. If we all be that person for each other,
Mm,
that this is your life, you want to
mm,
get there, go there. I'm here just standing beside you, just a message away,
mm.
just a call away.
Right.
They will explore their inner potential more than they know about themselves. They will achieve greater things, and I feel great satisfaction in this,
Mm.
in this definition of community, that we are different, but we are here with one faith and one purpose.
Amazing. Amazing. That's really uplifting, and I really wish that more people find you, people who are connected to your energy and um, your mission, right? Um, as we slowly start to wrap, at least for the moment, I'd love to love for you to share, what are, let's say, one or two, or maybe whatever programs that you're currently offering people so that people can experience what you do. I mean, I say this also because I know that in this kind of work that all of us do, when it's got to do with energy, when it's got to do with, there are elements of coaching in it, there are elements of healing in it. Experience is really what connects with people. Like logically, people will not get it until they really experience it, until that switch goes off inside. So, do share what are some of the programs that you're currently offering people.
Yeah. So my core program is Rich Mindset Mastermind, which is about helping people break their limiting beliefs so that they can manifest abundance of money, happiness, and peace into their lives. Also, this is a one-on-one coaching program, and I could, after having this for 2 years now, I could understand that apart from this, what is required is everyday breakfast. It is just like our body needs breakfast, our mind needs breakfast. So recently, I have started this Rich Mindset morning capsules. It is like
Mm,
having your multivitamin capsule. So it is 20 to 25 minute sessions
mm,
where I go live from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8:25 a.m. And I have just started it from October 1st, but it is creating a beautiful shift in my mentee's life. And I'm loving this program for two things. Number one is they look forward to go live on at 8 a.m. and they get this thought process for the day.
mm,
Number two is regardless of what you feel, what life throws at you, if you listen to that 120 minutes thing, you get power and you get energized, and then there is no way why you couldn't do this particular thing in a day, because that because ke baad wala
mm,
statement will get deleted. So this was my intention to start, and it is going good, and I'm very happy. So
mm,
this Rich Mindset Mastermind and Rich Mindset Morning Capsules are two live programs that are close to my heart and that have given maximum results to my mentees. I mean,
nice.
in money area, it is magic. One mentee, he's shared with me. He's a doctor, and he
Mm,
has he opened his trading account after coming into. I don't teach trading to people, but
mm,
he got this calling and he opened it. In 1 month, his international trading account went to triple,
mm.
thrice. I mean, and he shared, ma'am, I never saw such a flow of money into my life. It is only because I can sense and I can live this thing that when you change your inner world, you change your outer
Mm,
world. And this is the
nice.
philosophy that I live by, and I teach my mentees also. If you change your inner world, your outer world will change. And when
Mm,
results start pouring in like this, their happiness go up, their relationships improve, their money
mm,
area gets
mm,
abundant, then everything is worthwhile. I mean, why we are doing what we are doing is hidden
mm.
in the results our mentees create in their lives.
True.
So these are the two programs right now which are running, apart from my
Mm,
pre-recorded course, which is available for all.
nice. So, just the reason why I also ask you this is we will be sharing links in the description. So, for those of you who've stuck around through all our ups and downs of technology today, and you're here, definitely go check out the links and the ones that really connect with you. You can, this is your opportunity to connect with Dr. Pallavi Kher and experience what she has discovered through her journey over the last, literally the lifetime. It's like everything that you have to experience now is based on her experiences of her lifetime. So definitely, you know uh, definitely check it out and see, because this is the beautiful part. We live in a world of abundance, right? It's no longer just one teacher, or a handful of teachers. We have so many truly amazing people, and this is, as I said, this is for me an opportunity um, to make this available to you. So big thank you to you, Dr. Pallavi, for taking the time, for sharing your amazing story, and looking forward to more and more connections. So, wishing you all the very best. in your journey, and may you continue to go out and light up the world as you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling me on this platform. Thank you so much for connecting with me and giving me an opportunity to share my story with the world. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Beautiful, beautiful. And with that, as I always say, remember to live with purpose and look forward to seeing you in our next pod. Remember, these pods are recorded live, and then from the recording, we upload them over the course of the week. So we are looking to do 2 pods every week. Let's see how we go because we're just getting started. But I know over the course of time, you'll have several of these truly amazing people that you can, watch, you can learn from. And the intention, of course, is that even if it's just that one idea that connects with you, it can truly change your life and you get to live with purpose. Till the next one, God bless, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.